DICE have a lot left to prove with Battlefield 2042 to win back players, and Season 2 could be a tipping point. The devs have already confirmed that the amount of content this update adds is what to expect from Season 3 and 4. So if Season 2 doesn't get you playing again, it's possible that the upcoming Specialist rework will pique your interest. That said, DICE's marketing team is clearly aware of what players expect. They launched the Season 2 trailer today, and it's another action-packed dive into the new content that honestly looks pretty cool. But of course, it's a good-looking trailer for a still divisive game. So the real question is, should you care about the Season 2 update for Battlefield 2042? I actually got to play the new content yesterday, and I'll have gameplay and impressions for you as soon as I'm allowed to post it. Now, if you're still on the fence about 2042, it's tough to say if this trailer is going to give you a reason to come back. It confirms that we're getting 3 new weapons and 2 portal weapons added to All Out Warfare, a new specialist, a new map, 2 new vehicles at the start of Season 2. Plus, we know that there's significantly more content planned for later in the season. It is more than we got with Season 1, so that is a plus, but it's still a far cry from the mountains of content that we got from the pre-Battlefield 5 era. Now, like the Season 1 map exposure, the new map coming with this season fits the tone and themes of 2042 much better than the launch maps do. It's called Stranded and will provide condensed combat experiences, flanking routes cover, and general gameplay players have been demanding DICE to deliver for 2042. It's also a map that mobility specialists like McKay and Sundance are going to dominate. If you're looking for an early tip, favor those specialists on launch days. Let's jump right into everything in the trailer. Stranded is set in Ganton, Lake Panama, and features a beached cargo container ship. We saw bits of the map's interior and surrounding area in the most recent 2042 development update video, but today's trailer gives us a clear look at the ship's interior and the specific combat area around it. And while the area surrounding the ship is very large, its actual playable area is limited to a fairly tight ring around that ship. Think Discarded, but like 2/3 the size of the map cut off. But unlike Discarded, Stranded's terrain has ample cover and flanking routes. There's also zip lines connecting the points of interest around the map to the ship. And because of things like this, Stranded will heavily favor mobility specialists. It's pretty much a guarantee that McKay's grappling gun can reach the ship's deck, so expect that position to have lots of snipers and spawn beacons raining infantry down on you. People playing Sundance will also be able to zip up to points of elevation that give them access to the entire map with ease. Now, before we get into the interior of the ship, there is a look at this armored assault vehicle called the EBLC Ram that features a main cannon and secondary machine gun. This vehicle can drop spawn beacons and is incredibly nimble. The Bolt is about to have some stiff competition for the most insane tanks in 2042. The Ram is shown chasing down the new transport vehicle, the Polaris RZR. This will be one of the standard world vehicles players find pre-spawned on select maps. The chase moves into the interior of the ship where we see the Ram spawn beacon get deployed. The entire team can spawn on this beacon, making it incredibly dangerous and powerful, but it's also pretty big, so it'll be easy to target and counter. The ship's interior is made up of simple square rooms with containers and other boxes serving a solid color. There's multiple rooms with different elevators to fight from. One room features a ledge overlooking it with a cargo container crane moving across. So again, the grappling hook here is going to make all these places a playground for characters like McKay. A new throwable, the concussion grenade, is being added with Season 2. It's shown from the victim's perspective. Fortunately, the effect doesn't seem to be too strong. I would imagine that players probably won't favor this over just a standard grenade, which will kill your opponent as opposed to dazing them. But you do get multiple stun grenades as opposed to just one grenade. Now, while the ship's interior seems mostly isolated from vehicles, the roof of the ship can open up, letting helicopters in. Given the tight spaces, it's of course impractical, but it wouldn't be a Battlefield game without players flying helicopters in places that they don't belong. Now, the exposure map from Season 1 featured isolated pockets of activity catering to infantry and vehicle combat. DICE seems to be taking a similar approach with Stranded, so only the craftiest of vehicle players will find any use of actually being inside the ship. That gives infantry players places on the map that they know they can go to be safe from vehicles. The red container room from the development update videos gets some additional screen time, and we get a look at the new secondary pistol, the PF51. It's a fully automatic sidearm with a massive magazine. It basically looks like someone took the magazine of a P90 and slapped it onto a pistol grip. If you're running a sniper rifle or semi-auto weapon, it seems like it could pair quite well with the PF51. 51. Now, the new specialist, Charlie Crawford, is featured heavily throughout the trailer, using his placeable machine gun turret with a ballistic shield attached. Rather than using an ammo pool, it has an overheat mechanic. You'll only be able to sustain fire for a set period of time, but once it cools down, you can just start shooting again. There's also 2 other new weapons coming with Season 2, the AM-40 assault rifle and the Avances LMG. Season 2 is also porting over the M16A3 and M60E4 from Portal mode into the all-out warfare mode as vault weapons. So if you haven't really been playing Portal much and using those sort of vaulted away Portal weapons, these will seem like 2 new guns to you. Now, the only thing notably absent from the trailer was the dark market crates players have been finding scattered across 2042's maps for the past few days. Speculation and data mining suggests that these crates could be pickup weapon spawns or even tied to the new specialist somehow. Data mined info about the Season 2 update has been pretty spot on, so it wouldn't shock me if we see pickup weapons added as either another stealth change with the update or activated in a future season or partway through this season. Hard to say. Now, overall, I enjoyed the trailer. I think the additions to the game are solid additions, and the map looks like it's going to be a fun new addition to the game. I think Season 2 probably is going to start to shine the most once we get those 2 additional map reworks, giving Battlefield 2042 a substantial amount of decent, fun maps to play, which should hopefully make the server browsing and queuing experience far more enjoyable. Plus, it'll give the developers a lot more freedom with how they want to set up their game modes and rotations on the main menu so that people are cycling through the game's best maps. Now, in addition to those map reworks that we're getting later in Season 2, they've also alluded to potentially more Portal weapons coming over. I think this is going to be fantastic content additions to the base game because from my perspective, I've spent very little time playing in Portal. It just doesn't interest me that much. I thought it would interest me more, but I think due to certain limiting factors about the Portal mode, it just hasn't quite become what I thought it would be. So getting a lot of those weapons, because many of Battlefield 2042's weapons are locked in that mode, bringing those over to the base game, slowly trickling them over, is going to actually bring a lot more content into the sphere of the game that I actually play. So in a way, it does feel like getting new weapons for me anyway. Regarding Season 1, I've actually really been enjoying the Battle Pass seasonal unlock process. I think DICE knocked it out of the park with that, and I'm looking forward to the Season 2 variation on that as well. Now, as I said before at the start of the video, I have been able to play this content. I can't really talk too much about my personal experiences with it yet, but that video is coming soon, so make sure you're subscribed and stay tuned for that content. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. This is Level Cap signing off.